Welcome. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. I specialize in traditional, Western, and evolutionary astrology. I'm excited to share this month's astrological transit forecast with you. Please like and subscribe as it helps the channel to grow. If you are new here, welcome. You can find more about my offerings at willowgracemystic.com. And for those of you who've been following me, thank you for your continued support. I truly appreciate you. So December starts off with this dynamic tensions and then with this moment of clarity. This week, the universe, it delivers this dynamic and transformative journey. It's beginning with this powerful T-square on December 4th. So it's the energy that's leading up to this date. And then it's followed by this illuminating Mercury-Sun cazimi. This is when the sun meets up in the sky with the planet of Mercury. And so this will be happening on December 5th. Together, these celestial events, they're aligning to weave a story that brings about tension and challenge and then a profound clarity. It's inviting us to balance the expansive visions that we have with grounded purpose and to emerge with a fresh perspective. On the days that are leading up to December 4th, the Mercury and the Sun, they're traveling and they're eventually meeting up in the sign of Sagittarius. Remember that Mercury is stationing retrograde and the Sun is moving forward. So this is igniting our desire for bold thinking, truth seeking. However, there's going to be an opposition. The opposition is with Jupiter in the sign of Gemini. Now, Jupiter is this expansive planet, and this is creating this tug of war between the urge to pursue these grand philosophical thoughts and ideas and beliefs, and the need to stay practical and versatile. Jupiter is this expander. It amplifies everything that it comes into contact with. Jupiter is known as the gift of the zodiac. And so it's amplifying curiosity and the big picture thinking. Now, retrograde Gemini, it's about taking this energy and it's scattering our focus. It leaves us juggling too many ideas at one time. Meanwhile, we have Saturn in Pisces. Now, this Saturn in Pisces joins the scene, and so it's forming this tense square. Remember, squares are pressure points that force us to make decisions. They make us uncomfortable, so we will act upon them. And so there's this tense square to both Mercury and the Sun. Saturn demands that we stop, we slow down, we practice caution, and it confronts us with limitations. And it wants us to refine our path in that we align with a reality. And the result is this dynamic T-square that highlights the tension of optimism and discipline. It's asking us to adapt, to revise, to clarify our goals. It's going to be the days leading up to it, a time for us to be cautious about overextension. As the planetary energies, they're pushing us to find a balance between what are we dreaming and wanting to achieve and what we can realistically build. Now, the story is then going to shift dramatically on December 5th because now Mercury is going to be in the heart of the Sun. It's in a cazimi, and so it's in the sign of Sagittarius. Mercury is going backwards, the Sun is moving forward, and all of a sudden there's this aha moment. I get it. Things are illuminated. This alignment is when Mercury is infused with the Sun's brilliance, the Sun's energy. It offers us this profound moment of clarity. The challenges that came from the previous day, they're swirling these tensions, these competing energies. They begin to crystallize with a clear vision. Our old mental patterns or these limiting beliefs, they're burned away with the Sun's transformative light. Now it makes space for new insights and for this deeper understanding of what is your purpose. With Mercury cazimi and Sagittarius, the focus is going to be on truth. It's going to be on wisdom. It's on authentic expression. And so it's a universal reset for your mind and for communication for you, where these epiphanies can now strike. It's about revealing the path forward with undeniable clarity. As the energy transitions from the tension that leads up to December 4th to the illumination of December 5th, the lessons of the T-square now come into a sharper focus for you. The obstacles and the challenges that come with the T-square, they weren't meant to block you. They're designed to help you to refine and to sharpen your vision and to align with your personal truth, to create this solid foundation for growth. Now, under the influence of the Cazimi, the path ahead will now feel clear. It's going to be illuminated with wisdom that's gained through personal struggle. This is going to be a time to reflect on what is the universe revealing to you, to express your thoughts more authentically, and for you to be able to take these bold yet thoughtful, actionable steps towards your goal. There's this interplay of tension with resolution that reminds us that growth often requires navigating the challenges and for us to stay grounded while reaching for the stars. Embrace this opportunity to find the balance in order to gain the clarity and to move forward with confidence, knowing that the universe is gifting you with this moment to align your thoughts with your actions for your highest truth. This week's transits, they're going to be a mix of tension and clarity, and it's creating this opportunity to have this interplay between ambition and relationship and responsibilities. The T-square is highlighting where the adjustments need to be made, while Mercury's Sun Cazimi is going to bring about this moment of insight so you can have the alignment. This is leading up to the Mars square that will happen on December 6th, that everybody is feeling. This energy is like building. Now, I have a separate video on the Mars square transit, but this is what leads up to the Mars square. And so by leaning into the lessons that this transit can offer, you can align your actions, your values, your goals with your highest truth and purpose. Offerings this month. Join my Patreon community for exclusive astrology content. As a member, you're going to gain access to ad-free videos, early forecasts, monthly live tarot and astrology Zoom sessions. It's the perfect space to dive deeper into the celestial currents that are guiding your life. Go to the link below in the description and check out all the membership tiers and benefits. Check out my 12 days of mystical holiday magic following the link below. And there's a special shout out for Sagittarius. Celebrate your birthday with a personalized solar return reading at a special rate. Use the code Sagittarius10 at checkout to enjoy this limited time discount. Schedule your appointment today and discover what the universe has in store for you for your year ahead. Additionally, I'm offering live astrology consultations every other Tuesday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Reserve your spot, get in the queue because spaces fill up fast. Be sure to sign up using the link below. I look forward to connecting with each one of you, helping you to navigate your unique journey. So let's dive in. So for Aries, I want to connect the dots here so you can see what we're talking about. So for you, this is first affecting with the Sun and Mercury in your 9th house. So we know that this has to do with you, your connection with other people, far and wide, foreign people, places and things, publishing things, legal things, things that take you away from home or where you want to go. And it has to do with your belief systems. It has to do with taking a class or a workshop, or it's basically the house of adventure. Now, Saturn is in Pisces in your 12th house. The 12th house brings about topics that have to do with the hidden, you doing work behind the scenes, like your personal unconscious. And then Jupiter is here in your 3rd house. The 3rd house is about you connecting with other people, but it's closer to the proximity of you at home. So for you, this transit is really lighting up your beliefs, your spiritual exploration. It's urging you to truly broaden your horizons. It's challenging you to your existing worldview of what do you think about things now, and what information or knowledge that you gain from connecting with other people. You might feel this strong pull to take this bold action or adventurous plans like pursuing education, taking a class, taking a workshop, traveling, diving into philosophical or spiritual studies, something that has to do with publishing things. The T-square, it's introducing this dynamic challenge with Jupiter in your third that wants you to expand your need for information, this active communication, and these intellectual exchanges. The third house has to do with neighbors and siblings and cousins and things that are done closer to home. And in the sign of Gemini, it's like multitasking, and Jupiter is stationed retrograde, so it's going back inward. And so this energy is truly scattering your focus with too many short-term commitments, things that are going on that I can't finish this and I can't finish this, and who do I share this with? It's friends, it's networks. The third house is also the house of how you connect with like basic education and connect with other people on a day-to-day basis. Now, throw in Saturn in your 12th house. This brings about hidden fears, unresolved issues, unresolved subconscious patterns that now brings them to the surface. It's grounding you in the reality that not all dreams can be pursued simultaneously. Now, the very next day, we're going to have Mercury, Sun, Cazimi. That's when Mercury and the Sun are meeting up at the same point in the sky at the top of your chart in your 9th house. And so there will be this, I get it. I now know what I can do. You're going to have this tension between what you want to do and mixed with fears, mixed with isolation, or working with how do I heal? How do I renew? The Mercury Sun Cazimi that happens on December 5th is this flash of insight. It's illuminating how do you pursue knowledge and your desire for adventure that can align with your internal, emotional, and spiritual healing. Expect these revelations about your belief systems in how are they shaping your daily life, your everyday relationships with other people. This is going to be an excellent moment for you to revisit some travel plans, to refine your educational goals, to deepen your spiritual practices in ways that bring about long-term fulfillment for you. Look for clarity around balancing the excitement of exploration with the need to work through these inner blocks. So Aries, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Taurus, I want to circle for you all the places in your chart that this is actually happening to you. And so we start off with the Sun and Mercury in your 8th house. Remember that the 8th house, it brings about topics of you and sharing your resources or mixing your resources with other people, places, and things. This can be family members. This can be like exes with alimony and child support. This can be with business partners. This has to do with you and your private affairs. It has to do with these people that you have these deep connections with, and it has the opportunity for transformation after healing and loss. Now you have Saturn and Pisces with your area of your life of your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, wanting to ground these things in your life. And then you have Jupiter in your 2nd house of your personal resources, your financial growth, you focusing on what belongs to you. And so it forms this hard T-square where two areas of your life are opposing, and then the giveaway, the push away point is the Saturn. So for you, the transit in your 8th house bringing about deep emotional connections, the opportunity for transformation, people who you are intimate with. So it's drawing your focus to areas of your shared finances, your investments, alimony, child support, debt, taxes, wills, these deeper connections or these deeper commitments that you have within partnerships or in relationships. The T square brings about the challenges as Jupiter is in your second house. It's pushing you to look at what is my self-worth, what is my financial growth, my self-sufficiency. The second house revolves around your money, your personal finances, your cash, your property, anything that personally belongs to you with your income and your possessions. What do you need in order to feel safe and secure? And so it's tempting you to take these risks or to make these bold financial moves. While Saturn in your 11th house, this is the push away where the square comes about in the your community sector or these long-term aspirations that's asking you to balance your financial ambitions with your broader social commitments or your group obligations of what is yours, what is aligned with other people, and what do you want to achieve. Now, on December 5th, we're going to have the Mercury-Sun cazimi. This is when the Sun and Mercury meet up, and it truly gives us this aha moment. I get it. I see it. It's shining a light on your ability to navigate your shared financial matters, where people, places, and things that you have your investments, like your time invested, your money invested, your resources invested, intimate relationships. All of this, you'll now have this flash of clarity. You might uncover new ways of working with others collaboratively or establish boundaries where they need to be. This is going to be a time for you to reflect deeply on your personal values, to assess your joint financial ventures, and for you to understand how your emotional depth can lead to transformation and for healing. Expect these breakthroughs in your ability to balance your independence with partnership, ensuring that your material and your emotional security are both in harmony. So Taurus, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. For exclusive content, check out my Patreon community using the link below, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Gemini, I want to draw a picture so you can see how all of this is connecting with you in your chart. And so for you, we know that this has to do with partnerships because that's where the Sun and Mercury are. It's opposing Jupiter in your first house of self. So we know that there's this opposition between me and me with others. And the others can be social or relationship. So this can be business or friendship or clients or contracts and negotiations. And the square comes to be with Saturn at the top of your chart in your public house. The 10th house is your career, your responsibilities. It has to do with authority figures. It has to do with promotions and success and achievement. So we have all three areas of your life that are big to you and you being seen in the outside world. And so for you, the 7th house of partnerships and relationships and collaborations, this marks this significant time or this moment for your closest one-on-one relationships or connections, that the T square is creating this tension with you, your thoughts, your ideas, your beliefs, your first house. The first house is your identity. It represents you being seen, your personality, your appearance, your power, things that you want to launch, things that you want to do. Your first house is about you and encouraging you to grow, to expand your sense of self. It's promoting this desire for you to take these bold personal steps forward. Now, Saturn in your 10th house of career, your reputation, it's anchoring you. It's like it's at the top of your chart, but it's saying this is where you want to go. This is what you want to do. It's anchoring you to the responsibilities of your public or your professional life. This can feel restrictive, this can feel demanding, but it's asking you to balance both of these areas of your life. And then the Sun Mercury cazimi that will happen on December 5th is when you're going to have this, I get it, this moment of clarity, this aha of a resolution that has to do with your relationships, you with others, with allowing you to better just understand how your individuality can fit into the different partnerships, or this could be, again, with your life partner, best friend, clients, consultations, all partnerships. Remember that the 7th house is you with other people, so it's personal and professional. And so this is going to be a perfect time that you're going to want to address any imbalances that get brought up. This will be a great time for you to negotiate agreements. Remember that Mercury is retrograde. Rethink, review, revise, contracts, negotiations. For you to look at, where do I need to make commitments that align both with my personal and my professional goals. You might gain insight into how you balance your self-expression with people that you collaborate with, ensuring that your relationships, your partnerships, your connections with others, they serve your personal growth rather than hinder it. So Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and check out my Patreon community following the link below, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Cancer, I want to connect the dots for you so you can actually see the T-square that's going on within your life at this time. And so you're going to have the Sun and Mercury in your 6th house of your day-to-day living. It's your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. Pets are found here. This is how I balance home and my career. The 6th house is going to the doctor, the chiropractor. It's how do I nurture and care for myself? Vitamins, supplements, or getting rid of bad habits. It's in an opposition with Jupiter in your 12th house of hidden fears or things that take us away from our daily living. And if I don't take care of myself, then I become isolated. Then I have to go to the hospital. Then I have to go to the doctor. And so that's where this opposition comes in. The square, the T-square, is made with Saturn in your 9th house. And so Saturn, being the planet of restrictions and boundaries in the sign of Pisces in your 9th house, it brings in wanting to have discipline. So for you, Cancer, this feels like your daily routines are going to be scrutinized. Your health is going to be scrutinized. This is urging you to reflect on how do your habits and your responsibilities to others, how do they support your overall well-being? The T-square can intensify the Jupiter in your 12th house, meaning it's expanding your need for spiritual growth, for solitude, for self-care, for you saying, I need a time out. I need to focus on me. The 6th house is where I give to others and I nurture and care for others, but I first have to take care of myself. It's potentially creating this tension between your desire for introspection and the demands of your daily responsibilities. And then meanwhile, Saturn in your 9th house, it's calling for disciplined learning or instructional travel plans. The 9th house is cross-cultural experiences that you have with other people. It's foreign people, places, and things, and it's about a thoughtful approach to your belief systems, and it's adding this other layer of complexity that needs a foundation of which to build upon. And so the Mercury Sun Cazimi that will happen on December 5th in your 6th house, it's about this aha moment, this breakthrough. I get it. Helping you to see how to align your daily life with your spiritual long-term aspirations. You might finally get the answer to like what's been ailing you or what's been plaguing you. It's like, oh, I've been doing this and this is a direct result of. This is going to be an excellent time for you to reassess your routines, to streamline your workflow, to address health concerns with this renewed sense of clarity. Expect to uncover these practical solutions to balance the demands of your outer world with the needs of your inner self in order to create this healthier, more sustainable lifestyle. Getting rid of the habits that are no longer healthy for you or able to sustain your day-to-day living. So Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Leo, I want to draw you a picture so you can actually see where all of this is opposing and squaring in your life. And so you have the Sun and Mercury in your 5th house. This represents children, creativity, art, music, beauty. This is the house of where we take a risk. And then you have it's opposing your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, and who you network with. And then the T-square comes. Remember, a T-square is where it's the release point of both of these areas of your life are pushing, and the release point comes with Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house of your shared resources. The 8th house not only is about your shared resources, it's the house of taboo topics. It's the house of your private affairs. It's a house of where we have to bring up these topics of losses and sacrifices and what we can do to heal and renew ourselves. And so for you, this transit activating creativity, self-expression, romance, children, it's encouraging you to focus on what are your true passions, what brings you joy and pleasure. And this could be tapping into your inner child, working with children, or this could be something that's manifesting with your children. The T-square brings about the tension as Jupiter in your 11th house is expanding your involvement with friends or communities or your long-term goals. It's potentially scattering your energy with too many projects or too many social obligations. Remember that Jupiter is retrograde in the sign of Gemini. It's like doing too many things at one time. And so the release point is with Saturn in your 8th house. This introduces the financial, the emotional responsibilities. The 8th house is you with other people. And this could be with business partners, or this could be with exes, or this could be with your significant other. And so it's bringing in that you need to focus on your emotional responsibilities that are asking you to manage your shared resources, your shared debts, or your intimate commitments that you have with others more effectively. It brings about your connections that you have with others that maybe you've been putting on the back burner, and you can't. It brings it to light that this is what I have to deal with. And if I don't, then these relationships suffer. Now, the Mercury Sun Cazimi that's going to occur on December 5th, this is going to offer this burst of clarity, this understanding, this aha moment in your creative endeavors or your romantic pursuits. You might gain this insight in how your personal passions for you can align with your broader social aspirations, like your side gig, or where you're willing to take a risk. Remember that the 5th house is about risk, excitement, recreation, pleasure. And so this is you using this time to prioritize what truly matters for you. Is it a creative project? Is it a relationship? Is it self-expression? You focusing on those topics. This is going to be a powerful moment for you to truly redefine and to reinvest in activities that inspire you, while also addressing the deeper commitments that you have and the responsibilities that come with your connections with other people. So Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultation. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Virgo, I want to draw some lines here and some circles so I can show you what everything where everything is at for you. So we have the Sun and Mercury bringing your focus on your foundation, your emotional foundation, your family, your home, your ancestors, anything that you build your life upon. And so the opposition is Jupiter in Gemini at the top of your chart, in your career, your job, your responsibility, retrograde, like being pulled in so many different directions. And where should I be? What is the most important? The T-square comes with Saturn in your partnership sector. And so this is the release point. So you have these two areas opposing, and then you have the release point with Saturn saying there needs to be some boundaries. There needs to be some, there needs to be something with you honoring your relationships, your partnerships. And so this can be a deeply personal time for you to reflect on your roots, your sense of stability, your home, your family. The T-square is really highlighting the tension with Jupiter at the top of your chart, pushing you to expand your career, your ambitions, or your public reputation. There's this opposition saying, where do I spend my time? Where do I spend my energy? And the release point comes from Saturn in your 7th house of partnerships. This is demanding that you have to honor those commitments. You have to establish these healthy boundaries within relationships, within partnerships. The 7th house is not just business partnerships, but it's also best friends, significant others, it's clients, it's one-on-one relationships. The 7th house is you plus others. So the Mercury Cazimi that's going to occur on December 5th. Remember, Cazimi is when the Sun and the Mercury fuse their energy together and it illuminates, like you get this I get it, aha, burst of clarity about your home. And what does family mean to you? You might uncover these insights of how can you balance your professional responsibilities with the need to have this emotional grounding and this connection with loved ones that you're seeking. This could be an excellent time for you to reorganize your home life or to resolve these family dynamics that you can then turn around and create this stronger foundation in order for you to support your goals, your ambitions. Expect these breakthroughs that help you bring about harmony between your private and your public worlds. So Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insight, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking to book a private consultation, you can do that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Libra, I want to connect the dots with you and show you where everything is at. And so we're starting off with the Sun and Mercury in your house of communication. And so the 3rd house revolves around topics of neighbors and siblings, cousins. It's you and your immediate community. It's how you talk and exchange and share ideas and thoughts. Now, it's in an opposition to Jupiter in Gemini in your 9th house of learning, and it's higher travel, and Jupiter's retrograde. It's like going back over, reviewing, rethinking, taking the class over again, going back to another place. The square comes in, so the square is actually the release point. So we have Jupiter and the Sun and Mercury opposing, and then the release point is where it gives way, is with Saturn. Saturn is in your 6th house of your day-to-day habits, your your health and well-being sector, how I am of service to people. So for you, the spotlight being on your third house of communication, learning, local connections, it's truly inviting you to express yourself more authentically with the people that you come into contact with on a day-to-day basis. The T-square creates this tension with Jupiter in your ninth house because it wants to expand your desire for travel, your desire for higher learning, spiritual exploration, publishing, the legal matters. Saturn in your sixth house of where it gives way, it's saying that you need to ground yourself in the realities of work and health and your day-to-day routines. Saturn in your sixth house, it's about how do I nurture and care for myself, but also what can I share? How can I be of service to other people? Now, the Cazimi that's going to happen on December 5th will be in your third house. It is offering you this fresh perspective. A Cazimi is when the Sun and Mercury meet up together, and it's illuminating and energizing thoughts, ideas, communication. And remember, Mercury is stationed retrograde. It's literally backing into the Sun, and the Sun is saying, let me help you refine your ideas. Let me help you articulate your thoughts with precision. You might gain clarity at this time with how to integrate the big picture goals with these practical steps that you need to take in order to achieve your goals. This is going to be an ideal time for you to start a new writing project, or to engage in meaningful conversations or connections with other people, or re-engage, reconnect. How can you expand your skills in a way that aligns with your long-term vision? So Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Scorpio, I want to bring all of this into a vision for you, so you can see that we are talking about the Sun and Mercury in your second house. The second house is important to you because this is your self-worth. This is your cash, your skill set, your property, your money, your resources, your work ethic. This is your belongings. So we know that this is going to be this, I get it, but it's tense first. It's opposing Jupiter in your eighth house of you connected with other people. This can be with business partners, with your resources, your debt, your income. This could be with family members if there is familial patterns. This could also be with exes, with alimony and child support. And so there's this opposition going on between these two areas of your life of what is mine and where am I connected and bonded with other people, and topics that I don't want to discuss. And the release point comes from both of these areas to Saturn in your fifth house of children, creativity, beauty, and love. And so for you, it's activating what is your self-worth? What are your personal values? Urging you to take some time. Remember that Mercury is retrograde, and I need to reflect on my material and my emotional security. What do I have to make me feel secure and safe? What do I need? The T-square can stir up these challenges as Jupiter also retrograde. You going back over, who am I in these connections that I have with other people, and where are my resources, and how am I connected with them? This could be with your private affairs. This is the house of you and your money and your skill set of where we desire these deep connections and healing from transformation. And Jupiter is saying, I want you to go back over some of these topics. I want you to bring them up. It's time. The T-square is stirring up these challenges that you have with discussing some of these topics. And it's encouraging you to have these collaborations or to look at your investments within shared resources while Saturn is in your 5th house. It's demanding that there's responsibility within creative projects, within romantic pursuits, or matters that are related to children. And this could be your inner child. Saturn wants limitations. It wants us to build things that will be sustainable over a longer period of time. What's going to come from this transit is on December 5th, there's going to be a Mercury Sun cazimi. This is when the sun merges its energy with the planet of Mercury. And so you'll have this breakthrough, this aha, I get it. It's illuminating how you approach money, how do you approach your self-worth, your personal skill set, and you might gain these insights into how can I balance my financial goals with creative or emotional needs that I feel that I need to take care of for my spending goals or for my mental, emotional, and spiritual resources. Remember, this is the house of what do I need in order to feel secure, in order to be secure. And so this is going to be a powerful moment for you that you're going to want to redefine what do you value most, to make these decisions that support both your material and your emotional well-being and sustainability. Expect to have this clarity around budgeting and your money and your finances, your investments that you have with others, or in partnerships that involve you and your shared resources with others. So Scorpio, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Sagittarius, this is an important transit because we're talking about the Sun and Mercury being in your 1st house of you, yourself, your identity, your personal goals, your happiness, your health, your vitality. Literally, the 1st house is the image of you, your interests. Now, it's opposing Jupiter stationing retrograde in your +1 house, you plus others. This is business contacts, this is clients. The 7th house revolves around your best friends, your significant other. The 7th house is you with somebody else. It is love, contractual agreements, legal matters. It's literally you and others. So you and others having this opposition between this transit. The release point will be Saturn in your 4th house of home, family, foundation, your emotional foundation, your family, roots, traditions. All of these topics can be brought up. Saturn wants stability. It wants to create something that can be have sustainability of something that's built over a longer period of time. And for you, Sagittarius, this alignment is really personal for you. It being about you, your personal goals, and the T-square, it can heighten your sense of the tension that you feel between your desire for personal growth, your desire for independence, symbolized by Jupiter in your 7th house of relationships. Remember, Jupiter is your chart ruler, and so it's highlighting you with others. And so it's about your structural demands with Saturn in your 4th house of, this is the releasing the tensions of calling for a stronger emotional foundation and attention to family matters. Jupiter here can inspire you to explore new opportunities through partnerships or collaborations or your connections with other people, or these collaborations or connections can come through your partner or that you search out. Now, Saturn is ensuring that you remain anchored with a sense of stability and structure and responsibility to your roots, into creating a foundation that can be that can be built over a longer period of time. Remember, the fourth house is about traditions and things that you have done in the past, or family from the past. It's about your personal life, your living situation. Now, the Mercury Sun Cazimi that's going to happen in your first house of self will be on December 5th. This is going to be this pivotal moment, this aha. A Cazimi is when the sun and the planet come together. And so we have a Mercury Sun Cazimi. It's this pivotal moment of clarity about who you're becoming, about how you want to represent yourself to the world. This is going to be an ideal time for you to reflect on how your personal goals have aligned with your relationships and given you this deeper emotional needs. There can be these insights that can now arise that's saying, I can strike a balance between pursuing my ambitions and nurturing my connections with people that support me. So focusing on myself, but I can also nurture my connections with the people that support me, my +1 house. Expect these breakthroughs that can refine your self-image, this aha moment that can help you to take these bold, thoughtful steps for you to move towards your vision of what is your future. So Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Capricorn, this transit's going to be deeply personal for you, as the Sun and Mercury are in your 12th house of isolation, introspection, healing. Now, this is connected to or opposing Jupiter in your 6th house of your day-to-day habits of, if I give to others all the time and not take care of myself, my health will suffer. Mental, physical, spiritual health and well-being. The T-square comes with Saturn in the 3rd house of the way that you communicate with neighbors and siblings and people in your immediate environment. And so if you notice, we have this opposition, and the release point is through communication. And so for you, this transit is inviting you to retreat inward, to reflect on what lies beneath the surface of your day-to-day life. The T-square is creating this tension with Jupiter in your 6th house because Jupiter is stationing retrograde. It's going backwards. It's expanding your workload. It's encouraging growth within your routines and your work environment. The 6th house is how I find a balance between my home and my work. How do I take care of myself? And also, how do I give to others? And you are trying to revamp, refigure, how can you balance all of this? How can I multitask with this? In the sign of Gemini, it scatters your energy in many different areas. And so it expands everything for you here. And so the T-square with Saturn is demanding this disciplined communication with focused learning. The 3rd house is who I talk to on a day-to-day basis, how I share information, who I connect most with. It's travel. It's everybody that you come in contact with, from the grocery store to the dog park. And so you might feel this pull between your external productivity and the call to address your inner emotional and spiritual growth at this time. And how do I communicate that clearly with the people that I come in contact with? That I have to take some time out for me. I have to have some healthy boundaries. This is not exactly healthy for me. I need to finish some of these projects and I'm scattered. I need to take some time to go inward and make this happen. Now, the Mercury Sun Cazimi on December 5th will offer you this moment of deep clarity. It's happening in your 12th house. It will help you to uncover the hidden truths about your inner world. The 12th house is where we get messages from dreams, through our guides, our ancestors. It's astral travel, astral projection. It's anything it's angels. It's where we tap in to our intuition and our connection to the spiritual realm in order to gain clarity and messages for what we're doing on the earthly plane. And so this will be an excellent time for you to release any of these limiting beliefs of I can't, or they said that you couldn't. It's you meditating, taking time out for yoga or your spiritual goals, or addressing any of these unresolved emotional wounds, seeking out a counselor, a guide, a mentor. You might gain insight into how can you balance the demands of your outer world with your need for rest and healing and recovery. This is going to be a time for breakthroughs in understanding what truly brings you peace and alignment with your higher purpose. So Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. If you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Aquarius, I want to connect the dots for you so you can see the 3 areas of your life that this is affecting. So we have the Sun and Mercury in your 11th house, really bringing an attention on your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals. And Mercury is retrograde. Like you're trying to finish these projects. You're reconnecting with people. You're looking at areas of your life where you are spending too much time and you don't feel connected to it. And then it's opposing Jupiter in your 5th house of your creativity. You with like healing my inner child, or with children. The 5th house is love and romance and art and music and beauty. And it's, am I spending too much time away from home focusing on work projects and not enough time on my own personal goals? And then the T-square, the release point, comes with Saturn in your 2nd house of your skill set, your self-worth, your cash, your property, your values, your opinions, your desire. It becomes all about you, your need for security. And so for you, Aquarius, it's the Sun and Mercury is drawing attention to your role within groups, and how do these groups align with your collective efforts. Of the T-square is asking you to focus your creative tension between how can I pursue my personal creative passions, as Jupiter is wanting to expand my 5th house. It's desiring my self-expression. It's me wanting to focus on bringing joy and pleasure to my life every single day. And how can I be everywhere for everybody and not taking care of these needs? The T-square brings in Saturn of these practical demands, with you focusing on your financial stability, your resource management. How can I bring all of this in and feel good about myself? The 2nd house is not just financial security. It's emotional, spiritual, psychological security. The Saturn is saying you have to have some balance in your life, and you need to create that balance. And if you don't, we don't feel good. And so the Mercury Sun Cazimi that's going to occur on December 5th offers you this breakthrough, this aha moment of a vision for the future for yourself. This is a perfect moment that you'll want to reassess how your creative pursuits and your personal joys, they can integrate with your larger social and your professional goals. It'll be like, oh, I can align with these people. Oh, I can bring this in. This is what I want to do. I get it now. You can find some clarity about which connections, who supports your growth, and how to prioritize your investments of your time, your energy in your collaborative efforts. Expect these insights into building a stronger foundation for your long-term aspirations while honoring your personal unique talents and passions. I love that this Cazimi is setting you up for where are you spending your time and making sure that you are spending it wisely. So Aquarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community. If you're looking for a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe. So for Pisces, this transit's going to be really important for you because it's going to be all about your career. The 10th house is your career, your job, your responsibilities, you being seen in the public life. Mercury is currently retrograde, having you go back, review, rethink your aspirations, your community involvement, things that you want to achieve, your personal ambitions. It's like, I need to finish these projects. I need to think about where do I want to be. Now, the opposition comes with Jupiter in your 4th house. Jupiter is also retrograde. The 4th house is your emotional foundation. It is literally your living situation, your personal life, and it's expanding things, but it leaves you scattered with how do I find a balance between home and career. The release point comes with Saturn that's in your 1st house of self. So we know that this has to do with you. Everything that has to, it's going to be about healthy boundaries. It's going to be, the 1st house is your appearance. It's you being seen, your desires, your interests, your goals, your identity. It's you. And all of this is pushing for a release that will change you. And so having the Sun and Mercury focus on your career, your life purpose, your public life makes this a really significant time for you for your professional and your personal ambitions. The T-square can bring up this tension between expanding your emotional and your personal ambitions. Like, what is the give and what is the take here? The T-square can bring about the tension between expanding your emotional and maybe your familial needs or your traditions. Remember that the 4th house revolves around those who've shaped us, our relationships, our upbringing, our traditions. It also is real estate and property. And so having all of this here, it creates this tension with Saturn saying, I need to have this growth, but it needs to be sustainable, and I need to take full ownership of my personal and my professional goals. I'm the only one that can change this. I don't want to have somebody else set my future for me or to make the decisions for me. And so it's like you're in the hot seat. The pressure is on you. Now, the Mercury Sun Cazimi is going to happen on December 5th. That's when you're going to get this aha moment. I get it. Things can now be illuminated with your career path, your public image. It'll offer you this clarity in how can I align my ambitions with this deeper sense of purpose. You might gain these insights into how to balance your work and your home life, ensuring that neither is neglected and that you can strive for success. This is going to be a powerful moment for you to refine your professional goals and for you to make these strategic moves within your career, stepping confidently into these leadership roles that you're being called to embrace. Expect breakthroughs in how you approach your work and how you approach your public responsibilities, ensuring that everything that you're doing aligns with your authentic self. So Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology consultations. For exclusive content and deeper insights, check out my Patreon community using the link below. For private consultations, schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and don't forget to subscribe.